koozie.
Koozie? Susie's
koozies.
Susie's coos. I'm going to make a whole line of them.
I buy them.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to This Week in MLS, presented by Target. Calen, how was your weekend? You were in Houston.
Great. Yes, I went down to Houston for the Harvey Relief charity match.
Very cool.
It was really fun. I got to see all these legends: Brian Ching, Dwayne De Rosario, Craig Weibel, Corey Ash, Mike Chabala.
Oh my goodness.
You name it. Kelly Gray. It was really fun.
Cast of characters. I also saw that the helmet made an appearance.
The helmet.
The helmet is back.
Yeah,
everyone's been waiting for it.
Yeah. I almost didn't put it on, and then Eddie Robinson came over to me and was like, my son, put this on. Which,
it's like a ritual.
Yes, yeah. It felt good.
I loved it. I loved it. It was good to see you back
thanks
out
to
on the
Houston
field.
for having me. And
Awesome.
yeah, they hooked me up with one of those black jerseys.
Ooh, sharp. Why aren't you wearing it?
Well, you know.
You gotta profesh.
Yes.
Profesh. All right, well, let's get to it. We have some MLS action. Kind of a abbreviated week of MLS action due to the international break, but doesn't mean we've got stuff to talk about. So I'm going to talk about our twin takeaways.
Yes.
The Red Bulls. Red Bulls coming up with a huge 3-0 win over Vancouver. They have clinched their spot in the playoffs. They snapped an 8-match league winless streak. Bradley Wright Phillips, Daniel Royer, Felipe, my boy Felipe, with a rocket there at the end. So there are two things that struck me most about this game. One, how much of a better side they are when Daniel Royer is on the pitch. I know that he was out for 2 months with that knee injury. Also, Tyler Adams. What a special young player this kid is. He now has 3 assists in his last 2 games, including, did you see that ball to Bradley Wright Phillips?
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
It was just, I mean, he threaded the needle. It was so, so beautiful. This is suddenly, you know, we kind of talked about the Red Bull struggles and are they going to make it into the playoffs? Now that they have, I feel like this game is one that they can absolutely build on. I feel like they've got some momentum right now.
Yeah, well, and doing it against the top side in the Western Conference will help to give you some confidence. And I think also shows a little bit of the disparity between West and East. I think the Eastern Conference this season has been the stronger conference all year. But you make a great point about Tyler Adams. He's a special player. He's emerged as the season has gone, being able to contribute on the score sheet with goals and assists. And it's funny to think, but he may hold their playoff hopes in his hand. As a young player.
How old is he?
I think he's 18
Is he
years old. Yes.
It's a little pressure. No
Yeah.
big deal.
No.
He can handle it.
I think he's up for it.
He can handle it.
Yeah.
Okay, you take it
Oh,
away.
one other thing.
Your take
Why
away.
is that not an assist for a dummy?
I don't know.
I will never understand that because
I was gonna
Bradley Wright
ask you
Phillips
that.
gives a beautiful dummy there, and to me that should be an assist every time. I don't know who to complain to on that. Competition committee, come on.
Make it happen, Calen.
Okay.
You should have that power. Okay, your twin takeaway.
I want to look a little bit into the Western Conference.
All right.
Now, FC Dallas gets a draw in their latest match. They had one game in hand, now even on games with the rest. The Eastern Conference is completely set. You'll look at it.
We know who is making the playoffs in the East.
Exactly. And in the West now you see Dallas on 43 along with Houston, Salt Lake, and San Jose just behind on 42. Houston has a game in hand right now, but we'll play it this Wednesday against Sporting Kansas City, a game that was had to be rescheduled because of Harvey, and then they'll play at Sporting on the weekend. So a bit of a home and away playoff leg, which may decide their playoff hopes. So big one to watch this week.
For Dallas, though, do you think the 1-1 result, do you think just grabbing a point was enough? I mean, is this, against Colorado, you want them to grab all 3 points. I feel like these are some missed opportunities here the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, they've been trending downwards. We mentioned they got a bit of a foothold, a 4-point week last week. They get 1 this week. But yes, I think they've left something on the table against a team with 30 points, Colorado, not with a ton to play for. They know they're outside the playoffs.
Right.
Dallas with everything to play for.
Exactly.
You'd like to see them get all 3 points.
You would. You certainly would, and I think Dallas fans would like that as well.
It makes for an interesting decision day because it's going to come down to the wire.
It is. We're going to all eyes on the West right now. Okay, well, let's take it out to Minnesota. This was a big week for the Loons, you guys. They are coming off a midweek win, 3-2 win, come from behind against Atlanta. A little bit of a payback game, a stoppage time goal from Kevin Molino. That was a really exciting game. And then over the weekend, they secure a 1-1 draw against a very good Sporting Kansas City team. Now, Minnesota, obviously, out of the playoff picture. not in their future this season. But I feel like they, these last two games, there's some hope for them. These are games that I think that they can build on, especially looking ahead to next season.
Yeah, they just missed out on the playoffs. This will be their now officially outside the playoffs.
Yeah.
But when you look at the way a team is playing late in the season, they fight. They have those guys. They really are pushing for results here. And late in games, they've gotten some results as well. And that's one of the things that gives me a window into the mentality of a team. Abu Danladi has been excellent.
So good.
He's emerged really late in the season. I think a guy they can really build around looking towards next year. But they were criticized for coming in a little bit under-prepared, maybe under-ambitious. And I think they've really shown in the end part of the season that they have something with a little bit of help towards next year. They could be a bigger storyline.
Happy for Adrian Heath.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's a good dude.
He's good dudes. Okay, well, the big news from the weekend, you guys, U.S. men's national team had a huge World Cup qualifier on Friday evening against Panama. I don't want to say that this was a must-win, but it was a must-win. A lot of people were really, really nervous ahead of this one. Had they lost, it was going to really hurt their chances of making it into the World Cup. But guess what? They delivered. In a big way, a 4-0 win over Panama. Josie with the brace. We had Pulisic scoring a beautiful goal. Bobby Wood. They've got Trinidad Tobago coming up on next. They only really have to secure 1 point there. I mean,
what stood out to you in this game as the difference?
Well, number one, I want to give credit to the Orlando crowd because I think that they really, really showed up, and I think that those players were feeding off of the crowd's energy. It was an incredible scene there. I was so jealous. I wanted to be there. And there was there was a little bit of more of a determination. I think there was more of a swagger, there was more of a confidence that I saw, and scoring early obviously helps, kind of set the tone. And I think Christian Pulisic had a little something to prove. He had kind of struggled in the couple World Cup qualifiers leading up to this, and I think that he kind of felt that pressure and responded really, really well. Josie Altidore, I mean, just doing Josie Altidore things. He's so fun to watch. And then we've got Deuce coming on as the super sub. This was such an important win, and I think everyone's feeling really, really good about their chances right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, you look at those front three, four maybe with Areola coming in. I thought they were really dynamic.
Areola was great.
Really positive from the start. I mean, he brought so much life and energy on the flank, but I think this was a big game for Christian Pulisic because he has never really had to step up and be a leader of the team. And he started to show like, hey, this is a guy that we can potentially lean on towards Russia next year. I mean, his first touch on the ball from Josie, the ball's played a little behind him. He's able to kind of carry it with him. To be able to control the ball, the big thing for me, the big difference for me with him is that I don't see in a lot of players that is world class is his ability to control the ball at top speed. That's something that I haven't seen maybe since the likes of Landon Donovan, a guy who is able to really control the ball at top speed. And you don't see that a lot. That's what makes him world class in compared to maybe some of the other guys that we've had. And at his age, at 19, a big step in his progression for the U.S. team.
So looking ahead to Tuesday against Trinidad Tobago, what does the U.S. have to do to continue this momentum? Do you think Bruce is going to keep that same group together? How do they secure this point that they need?
I think there'll be some changes, but I think it'll look a lot like we've seen when we've gone on the road before.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing that bodes in our favor is Trinidad. Look, they showed they're a tough team because they went down to Mexico, had the lead, give up 2 late ones. That can be a little bit demoralizing for them. So I think the key for the U.S. is to get off to a strong start. You saw how positive they were coming out in the front foot. I wouldn't sit back just because we need a point. I think you need to kind of go out and be the aggressors in the match and be smart at times as well. But I think the formula is there for us now.
I agree.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Calen. Also, I want to give some love to Kendall Waston, who helped Costa Rica secure a World Cup berth for Costa Rica. They drew 1-1 against Honduras, so that was a really cool moment for him. So happy for him.
Yeah.
Happy for Rodney Wallace. He was on that team too.
You see how important he is to that back line of Vancouver as well. So.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. He's going to play a big part in the playoffs. Calen, it's about that time, sir.
All right, let's do
it.
Yeah.
There it is. Hit that button. Hit that button.
What's yours?
So I've got 2.
Okay.
I got 2. I figure since it was an abbreviated week, I'm allowed to have 2.
Yeah, stretch it out.
A little greedy.
Yeah,
this week.
out.
My first one We talked about Christian Pulisic, what a big game it was for him. Also, a big day for his ink debut. I don't know if you saw. I don't know, but I had never seen it before. He was sitting there with his shirt off, and he's just got this massive American flag, eagle,
Ricky Bobby-esque
situation going on, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, it just like. I mean, I respect it. I'm like, I love that you love your country that much, but there was like a little disconnect. I don't know, maybe it's because he's got such a like young boyish face, and then this like
it was like a Bieber moment for you.
Yeah, it was. It just shocked me.
Dark.
I was like, I did like a triple take. I was like, what is that, Christian? So yeah, maybe he's just gonna go full sleeve. We'll see.
Jeff
Time
Cameron
will tell.
is being a bad influence on
Jeff Cameron. It's all your fault.
No, I thought it was a good look. Yeah, get your sleeve on,
Get your sleeve on. Yeah. We love the ink. We love the ink on this show. My second one, over the weekend, Andrea Pirlo announced that he would be retiring after the 2017 season, and I just feel like I need a glass of wine in my hand right now to raise a glass to Mr. Pirlo and his phenomenal career. Literally the coolest guy on the planet. I don't think there's anybody cooler than Pirlo. So. This is my imaginary
World
glass.
Cup winner. He will man of the match in the World Cup final. 2 Champions Leagues. I think innumerable Serie A titles. I do think he was good for NYCFC, but I do think you'll see less of this type of signing in Major League Soccer. A guy over 35. When you look at the starting of a franchise, NYCFC brought in him and Lampard, 2 guys that are no longer with the club after this season.
Right.
And they did well. They also, you have to say, NYCFC, David Villa, one of the best DPs of all time. But I think you're starting to see a difference, a shift in new clubs as they come into the league.
The Atlanta United way.
Exactly. Almiron just rumored, reportedly, to have interest from Arsenal and I believe Inter Milan, reportedly up to 20 million euros potentially looking at him. So when you buy him for a lot less than that, it's just good business to go younger.
Makes sense.
And that's something that I think you'll see, but cannot take away the contributions of Andrea Pirlo.
Cheers to Pirlo.
On and off the field.
Okay, what is your Did You See That?
My Did You See That actually goes out to Chicago. It is the 20th anniversary yesterday of their founding. So Chicago Fire, 20 years in MLS.
Saw some very cool photos from that event.
Section 8 did a huge gala fundraiser.
Did you donate a little something?
I did. I sent a jersey out there to the fans, but I wish I could have made it in person. There were a ton of celebrities. Bob Bradley, I believe Gonzalo Cigares. There was Dennis Hamlet, Chris Armas, all these absolute legends of the club. So congratulations to the Fire.
Yay.
Shout out to Section 8 for always supporting me. They gave me a postcard when I left that said, you can always come back.
That's so sweet.
Even when I got traded. So just awesome guys. Yeah.
Love Section 8. Aw, very nice. All right, well, Calen, that's it.
That's it.
That's all we got for you this week. But you guys, you are not going to want to miss us this weekend. On Sunday, we have a huge live show coming up. It is the Countdown to Decision Day presented by AT&T. I'm going to be there. Calen's going to be there. A guy called Landon Donovan. You might have heard of him. He's going to be there. We're going to be watching all the games, doing a pre-game show, post-game show, and then the following week for Decision Day, we're going to be doing it all again. So check those out for sure. That is this Sunday. Don't miss it.
Yes, and sign up for MLS Live because that's how you're going to get to see all the games.
And I believe there is a discounted rate that you can take advantage of. So guys, do it. You don't want to miss any of the action. Get in those comments, like, subscribe, watch all our stuff that we do.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you this weekend.